Tier list Maker 2xKO 11 champions. Final week and a half roughly until season 1, so figured it's good. Not good a time as any, right? With my final tier list. Top tier, of course, is going to be the top 5, and I'm going to do I'll do A minus and then B. Because like I said before, I don't think there's really a bad character in the game. Tried and true, I'm sure you guys are going to be shocked to hear this. But the top 2 characters in the game, for me at least, are the same top 2 as last week, the week before that, the week before that, the week before that, the patch before that, the patch before that, the patch before that, the patch before that, Echo and Yasuo. And depending on the day, I will change the order, but I think Echo, as much as I hate Yasuo with a burning passion, because JS1 is a button that exists, apparently. It should not exist, but it exists. Echo probably is the better character. Dude has, both of them have ridiculous conversions, high damage. Yasuo is the highest in the game. Echo using supers off of basically every hit, and long before the amount of meter you build goes up, forms some incredibly high damage, and you see a lot of setups that lead to a lot of damage through the use of his Time Winder, as well as his taking a break 6S1 special. Besides that, of course, both quick. Like I said, great conversions. Echo's Oki is beyond insane. Yasuo's staggers are beyond insane. And together they make the perfect duo. There are 2 perfect champions with very little to no weaknesses or bad matchups at all. Unfortunately, even after all this time, they still remain the top 2. Echo just squeaks out the edge because he is literally the best teammate for probably 90% of the cast. Next up, a character who I hear a lot of people say is top 1. I don't really see it. Ari, even though I don't see how people think she's top 1, she is busted. Damage, very high. Conversions, as long as you have a bar, which, let's face it, 2xKO, you always have a bar. Very good. Meterless Oki, probably the best meterless Oki in the game. Great zoning, great projectiles, best movement. Just in general, very, very strong. The one downside to her pretty much is the fact that her main form of movement, of course, is her lariat, her spirit rush, which if blocked causes her to basically die. 4th, Warwick, but hopefully they remove the fact that he literally gains an infinite when he's in Bloodlust. You know, how he's going to be after that, I don't know. But his normals, ginormous. His conversions, amazing. His mix-ups, probably some of the best in the game, because that overhead is basically unblockable or unreactable. The only thing that's bad about him is A, neutral, and B, his normals are slow, but his normals are giant, so I sure hope that they're slow. And then to round out the top 5 in the top tier, nerfed but not forgotten, is of course Teemo. Teemo still basically doing a lot of the Teemo things. He still runs away, his slingshot still exists, and as long as his slingshot still exists, he's going to make a very powerful point character. When he's ahead, he is still probably the best character to have while ahead. Mushrooms, slingshots, bush setups, great Oki. Still, even with the nerfs, still really solid damage. Still really good damage, even with the nerfs. And then of course, darts into tags still exists. Teemo's main and basically only weakness pretty much is the fact that he doesn't really go forward well. He goes backwards really well, but not the greatest at going forward. So probably top 1 when ahead, and someone near the bottom when behind. Pretty much that's basically the only problem with Teemo, even after all those nerfs. But with slingshot, who cares? Slingshot plus tag is probably the best special in the entire game for tag. And if they make something better, I don't know if I want to see it. A tier. Say hello to Vi. I know, last patch, I very much underrated this character. Clearly, mistakes were made, because I have been punched in the head one too many times by Vi, and I've learned my lesson. She can go from corner to corner, pretty much in a literal instant. Left right mix-ups with assist plus slide. Basically RPS block strings at all time, be it with reset pressure, with her sways, as well as the charge punches. And let's just face it, she still has, even though the lariat assist isn't the greatest, The OTG punch is one of the best assists in the entire game because there are no OTG assists besides Vi outside of Teemo. So great assist, really high damage. If you're able to do the Electric's best corner carry in the game, and she is a character that I still don't really know what to do against. And I have a feeling that if the people in the top row do end up getting nerfed in the Season 1 patch coming up, she is going to be a menace. Speaking of champions that used to be on a lot more teams, not as much anymore, but is still very broken anyways, and would be if, you know, these two weren't, these two. Alawi. Tentacle setups are still tentacle setups. That has not changed over the course of the last couple months, really. A lot of people have dropped her in the name of Echo Yasuo or Echo Ari or Yasuo Ari, but tentacle setups are still insane. She still is really good at dealing with projectiles with her S1. Full screen ground slam plus tag is still a very strong option, although it's not as strong now with the parry changes. And just in general, if you do not want to get hit by her or by her teammates, because if you do, you are then probably going to be guessing for your life, or at the very minimum, taking an absurd amount of chip. We got Darius. Basically, this entire row, pretty much, is just the row of champions who I think are incredibly strong, but incredibly underplayed, primarily due to this top row again. Yeah, Darius, high enough, great normals. Fantastic assist. That shoulder tackle assist is insane. The bleed debuff, when paired with the right teammates, is an infinite amount of chip damage. Characters with left-right rolls or sways, like a Vi, like an Echo, when paired with tag, is a literal 50-50 with apprehend tag. Oh yeah, and also let's not forget, raw super and neutral can catch a lot of things. So Darius, along with the likes of Alawi, incredibly underplayed, and again, when the season patch comes along, if there are nerfs, even if they get no changes whatsoever, are going to shoot up the tier list and become much more played, even without buffs, because I do believe they are actually that strong. Moving down to the A- tier, we're going to get ourselves a Braum. I know I have Braum as bottom 3, but I'm putting him in A- rather than in B or C or whatever, because again, I'm going to reiterate, I don't think there are bad champions in this game, and Braum, I think, is incredibly undervalued in terms of the fact that I hear so many people call Braum either A, the worst character in the game, or B, a bad character, or C, both. Although he is not played very much, and he is definitely on the weaker side, I think, of the cast, I do not at all think he is bad. When he gets the ice on that door, he becomes terrifying. Like, actually terrifying. His damage is insane. His corner carry is fantastic. He is one of the best supers he probably has the best super in the game, along with Darius, at punishing people for pressing anything. You're either blocking or you're guessing on the parry, because you are not pressing and you are not escaping, be it on the ground or in the air. The only real bad side to Braum is the fact that when he puts the shield up, there are the characters in the top tiers, mainly the likes of Echo, like Yasuo, like Ari, have ways around the giant shield he puts up. But outside of that though, Braum, I think, is pretty good already, and we know he's getting changes from the patch notes, where in the Braum section it says no changes to Braum yet. We know they're going to be buffs, because they're definitely not going to be nerfs. I am very afraid of what Braum is going to look like after those buffs, and I know you Braum players are probably hoping for a lot. Not. Next up in A-, we got Jinx, another character that is very good, but is underplayed, and primarily just due to the fact that most people, if you're going to play Jinx, even after the nerfs, you're still kind of just playing Teemo. That and her traps are still very slow, She still gets annoyed quite a bit by Windwall. Ari can still basically go over everything she does. Warwick will super through it. Darius super swing, Vi sway. There's just a lot of anti-jinx stuff out there pretty much right now. So it wouldn't surprise me if we see some buffs to her, potentially some speed ups on her traps. Try to make those more a bigger part of her game plan. Because at the moment there's just a lot of counterplay to her just firing rockets a lot. So if she was able to set up the traps a lot faster, or I should say a lot faster, at least a bit faster, use them, hit them, fly through the air with them, whatever, could be cool. Also very dangerous. When she's zoning and she's got the trap set up, good luck. But there really is just a lot of characters near the top that are decent at dealing with what she does. That being said though, her zoning is still strong, and I'm still not the biggest fan of fighting her. But odds are along with Braum, she's probably getting buffs. And when she does, she might take Teemo's place, and we're going to start seeing Echo Jinx again, Vi Jinx, Chris G already ahead of the rest of us with Ari Jinx. Good character, good assist. Could be better. Has some counterplay with some of the champions in the game, but still pretty deadly. And speaking of deadly, Blitz is going to round out our tier list at the very bottom in his own tier. B for Blitz, because why not? And mainly the thing is for Blitz is it honestly depends on who his teammate is. Because Blitz, although good when your opponent gets a hit because they're able to attack in Blitz, do the ground slam, set up the armor grab, and then force people to guess. Blitz really is there pretty much to try to buff his teammates. He is a proper support in this game pretty much. If Yasuo is top tier, he becomes an even more top tier. Blitzcrank can move people up a tier pretty much, while he himself though is not the greatest due to him being as a point character slow, rocket grab being rocket grab assist being the reverse backdash. They remove that for his assist because that would definitely make it a lot better if you can't just back out of the assist even if you block it. Blitz is unfortunately as a solo character pretty iffy. Great as supports if he has points, which unfortunately does make him the worst character, at least for me. But he does do his job of being a support character well. And yeah, that is my Season 1 tier list. For the most part, not all that much different than my last tier list. Warwick is higher, Vi is definitely higher, and I think everything else, for the most part, has pretty much remained the same. Echo Yasuo still destroys us all. Ari is up there with the best of them, but we will see what happens when Season 1 comes out. I need Season 1 to happen. I need to know what the hell's going on and what they're going to do about the Yasuo Echo terror. These two have run this game for so long at this point. Like the entirety of this game's existence in terms of almost for as long as we've been able to freaking play it, they run the game. And they're still running the game. Are you saying you'd rather it be Braum Blitzcrank as top 2? I'm not saying that. But I would love to see a world where that happens just to see what it's like. Because at the moment, the only world we've lived in since this game has come to us has been a world dominated by these two. And also, let's be honest, if Braum and Blitzcrank were top 1 and top 2, you would not see anywhere near as many Braum Blitzcranks as you do Yasuo Echo. Like straight up, in a world where these two were top 1 and 2, you would not see 7 out of 8 or 8 out of 8 Echoes and like 6 out of 8 Yasuos, right? I don't care if those two are top 2. You would not see that. You would not see that. Actually, no. Blitz you might actually, because Blitz you just pair with Blitz with somebody else. Braum, you would not see that, because these characters are cool. Their setups are cool. They move fast, which people like. They're flashy as hell. They're not run slow, put a big shield. Run slow, do big door slam, right? Some people are definitely big fans of that kind of archetype because that is the archetype they like. But the majority of people, but Yasuo and Echo, I think fed up how more people like to play, even if not exactly, at least close than what Braum would. This is something I wanted last patch before they decided to just make it where people had to just do light instead of heavy. After super, you have to tag, or else you do fuck all for damage. Because Echo does way too much damage for how little break meter it gives you. Ari can do a bunch of damage for how little break meter she does. That way Ari players, if they do want to confirm into a super, which let's face it, we do a lot anyways, at least if we continue the combo afterwards, we do very little damage. And then same thing with Echo. You want to confirm into that. You want to confirm any hit into super, or you want to do the charge knockdown, light, medium, heavy, super, go back, medium, knockdown, or whatever. You do jack for damage afterwards. So it's like you get your damage from the super, anything you do afterwards sucks. So you want to, any of your normals you do suck. Echo's the bigger question. I can tell you all the things I want done to Yasuo. Like I can tell you all the nerfs I want to this. But first one, simple, Time Winder goes away on hits. Science sealed delivered. I think even Echo players can agree. Why Time Winder stays when they get hit, I don't know. The amount of times I have either gotten hit, or over the course of the last 2.5 weeks, I have hit people with a Time Winder because the Time Winder is still floating as I am getting my butt kicked, and then I just get full combo because I accidentally ran into it. I don't get it. If I hit them, I do not want to get hit by a random projectile that they threw a full minute ago. And then the other nerf to Echo, which again I think might be a bit harsh, but at the same time I honestly don't know what to do with him without gutting him. Make rewind work the same way as active tag. If he's in the middle of a super, he cannot rewind back. If he throws and misses, he cannot rewind back. Can't do it on whiff throws. Can't do it on supers. That way he doesn't get his triple super combos. And unfortunately, it kind of messes up his Oki because you can't just throw for free anymore to catch rolls. But I mean, it still becomes good Oki. You would just have to try to react to roll rather than just automatically catching the roll just because you're Echo. I think in my head it's a good nerf that I don't think would kill him, but at the same time, it does hurt quite a bit. Yasuo, on the other hand, I have a few things in mind for him. Yasuo's JS1 cannot freaking cross up anymore. I am sick and tired of this move. Yasuo's JS1 cannot freaking cross up anymore. It is auto neutral. It is auto mix-ups into full combo. That shit should never be a mix-up. If he does it, it hits that side, guaranteed. It is the most asinine thing in the entire game, along with Teemo slingshots. Number 2 thing, Yasuo damage, flat nerf. Number 2 thing, flat damage nerf for Yasuo. No more of this. Oh, we're gonna nerf the damage on this special, and then we're gonna nerf the damage on this special. No, flat nerf. I want the same percentage nerf on everything. I don't care if it's 5%, I don't care if it's 10%, pick a number and make it flat nerf. Because all Yasuo players have done is proven nerfing this special or nerfing this special don't do shit. He will just change the combo and then do more damage. So we are just going to say, if he's doing 10% too much damage, he is going to lose 10% damage on everything. Number 3 thing, tornado 3-hit thing, remove it. Yasuo tornado, 3 hits, infinite hit stun, falling, gone, remove it. It's so stupid, why? Just why? That won't even change much. I don't care. It's stupid. Why does he have it? If Teemo can't do 3H into tag, why is Yasuo able to do super into tag? It makes no sense, man. But like I said, that is going to be it for me. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day and night. We'll return to you guys because time zones, as always, are a very weird thing. Until next time, I will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.